Hi, I've been an artist for 5 years now, and I went from this to this. Let me share with you what the journey taught me about improvement, and it's probably not what you think. Number one, get some help. The easiest way to improve, in my opinion, is to surround yourself with people who are better than you, or ideally, to even get a mentor or someone you can ask for feedback, like what you can have if you're part of an art community online, or maybe even your local community. If I were to start learning a new skill from scratch, say music, I would probably spend some time getting used to doing it and having fun, but sooner or later, I will want to find a mentor who would give me guidance personally tailored to me. Because YouTube tutorials and books are great and all, but it really makes a difference having someone who can pinpoint all your mistakes before they become habits that you would have to relearn in the future. And that's what can happen if you are self taught. All the patterns are baked into your mind and became habits without you even knowing they're not the best for you or your art. I know not everyone can afford a mentor or even has local art communities or any sketch groups, but there are plenty communities online. Every art YouTuber nowadays has one. So maybe try starting there if you're looking for one. Or check out Discord. It has bajillion Discord servers. Hopefully at least one of them has like-minded people for you. Being in an art community gave me a rocket boost in terms of improvement because I was able to discuss the problems I was facing or study fundamentals with other people and learn from giving critiques to each other and receiving critiques. So yeah, 10 out of 10 can recommend. Tip number 2, test yourself. The more you learn, the more your eye improves at finding mistakes or inconsistencies in your work. But the easiest way to improve your eye for mistakes is to test yourself. What do I mean? Well, if you're studying something and drawing it, just put the reference 1-to-1 next to your drawing, like side size, and compare it. Or maybe even overlap the drawing with your reference and turn it on and off to see if there are any differences. Or maybe go a step further and trace the reference and compare it to your drawing. Now the proportionate mistakes are going to be so obvious even if you would have never noticed them before. Another example, if you are drawing poses from imagination, you can take photos of yourself in the same poses. Or these days there are so many websites and services that you can pose 3D models on. Oh, it's getting dark now. That's better. Where was I? You can use Blender and Daz 3D and Pose Maniacs, Clip Studio 3D models, Magic Poser, Handy for hands and faces. Can use Sketchfab and pop it in Blender and turn around whatever you're drawing, anatomy, feet, heads, props. If you're not sure about the materials and rendering, you can also do it. Check them in Blender. Just pop basic spheres and cubes and apply shaders, and it only takes 5 minutes. And every shader has a tutorial on YouTube where all you do is move 3 sliders and it looks like the material now. Not only you can find the reference, but make your own reference. And I learned that that can often be a superpower because not only you're saving your own time, but the time of other people you would be asking for feedback if you're not testing yourself. Because you might not be able to see with your own eye yet the mistakes that you made, but use the powers of your computer to do it. That's an easy shortcut. Number 3, do personal projects. Now, this advice is super common, and I hate to be the one to repeat it again, but unfortunately, it's true. Personal projects do help tremendously. Not only I learned what I like and I don't like to draw, but I got to test different sort of pipeline for my work, experiment a whole bunch, and work towards one big goal. Compared to doing random drawings all the time, they're not even connected or have any idea or purpose behind why I'm doing them. You'll level up a lot from just doing the project. So try it. Speaking of what I like and don't like to draw, number 4, become a detective. At some point, I learned this advice from watching Steven Zapata stream on YouTube when someone asked him, how to bridge the gap between intermediate and advanced. And he said that what worked for him is to observe as much as you can everything about art, or what you see, what you like about art, or what you don't like about certain art piece and why. What techniques do you like? What are your priorities and values in art? Like, do you like form more and value, or do you like color more, or impressionist work? Do you like more symmetrical compositions? Do you like more dynamic compositions? Are you a line person or are you a shape person? What process is the most fun for you? What tools make it the most fun for you? You always hear the advice that tools don't make the work, especially when it's beginners asking artists like, what brush do you use? What software do you use? But I think at some point they can make a difference in terms of how fun it is and how you approach the work. The tools have a lot of influence on your style, in my opinion. Although you would probably arrive at approximately the same results using different tools, each of the results would be slightly different. And it's up to you to decide which one of them you like more and speaks to you more. So yeah, take notes of your preferences, get to know your taste and your values. Save a lot of art that you like, or maybe even what you don't like, what's completely the opposite of you or what you're used to. Maybe even try replicating that to see if you can or if it would change your opinion. I don't know, just be curious. Number 5, lean into your strength. I think as artists, we tend to always see the flaws or never be content with the work. So it's easy to always focus on the negatives or the weaknesses and put the effort into improving them. But I think it's equally as important to embrace your strength and keep it balanced. If our fundamentals were pillars, you wouldn't really want to have one pillar over here and then just your strength being way above. But at the same time, I wouldn't really want to be mediocre at everything if you're only working on your weaknesses. Sooner or later, you would lean into one or another you're good at. Oh, another thing is that if you're only looking at artists who do a certain process or a type of work and try to replicate their style one to one or very close to what they do, you might be cutting yourself short if it goes against what you're naturally good at. Like, I know I'm stronger at shapes and colors versus line drawing. So if I were to copy someone's workflow of just doing line drawing, I know I would do worse at that compared to if I did the same but with shapes. Take into account what your strengths are, what makes your art distinct from others, and what you like about the process. Number 6, challenge yourself. Contrary to the last one, this one initially was going to be have a plan, But then I realized that not everyone prefers studying, following a curriculum or plan. So instead, just challenge yourself. Get out of your comfort zone. Push both your strengths and weaknesses. Maybe if you only do portraits, try doing a dynamic composition with full body characters. It would probably suck, but only at first. The more you do it, the more you improve. A lot of people can easily stay a beginner or only be good at drawing one specific thing if they never study or try anything new. But you can also combine this with the previous point of testing yourself. Say you studied something or drew something from reference, then challenge yourself and try to draw it from memory. Or if you drew a figure from reference, try to challenge yourself and draw it from a different angle. See what you can do without reference from imagination or memory. Can you draw a person crying? Can you draw a hand holding a cup? There's so many ways you can hold a cup. Like try drawing 5 different hand poses of holding a cup. Try drawing different body shapes or different races, different ages, different types of fabric, maybe even animals or creatures. See if you can come up with 50 different textures or materials. Can you draw them? You get the idea. Number 7, try different mediums. Digital is great and all, but if you can afford it, I would strongly advise to go for it and try different mediums. In my experience, every medium has limitation, but that's what also makes it great for learning. For example, I learned the value grouping from using thick charcoal sticks for sketching. With pen and ink, I learned line economy and line quality. From markers and watercolors, I learned shape design as I could only do one shape or fill at a time. And it was important to be precise with my shapes, or else it would get messy and you can't paint white on top of it. Unless you get gouache, of course. Even just with digital, switching the software made me get out of my comfort zone as I couldn't stick with just one tool or workflow anymore, since not every software has gradient maps or certain layer modes, for example. And it created unique results in every new software. And I've tried like all of them. I can recommend the Heavy Paint for painting and color studies as it uses a really nice color profile. So it simulates traditional colors and how we perceive the colors as humans. Tip number 8, have fun. This one pretty much speaks for itself. If you're not having fun, then why are you doing it in the first place? Really, it's sort of a quick road to nowhere or burnout. Speaking from personal experience, bringing up Kim Jong-gi again as an example, he would always draw a lot as a kid and have fun doing it. I don't think he would ever be as good if he wasn't doing it for himself. Say, if he was drawing just to get a job or to get a recognition. I think he would have quit a while ago. He drew comics when he was 17 and been drawing ever since. Just for fun, drawing what happened in his day or what he saw on the streets or when he was in the army. He would draw from memory. And that's probably the best lesson I got out of learning more about his story and his art. Just how important it is to enjoy what you're doing if you want to get far at it. And here is the bonus tip. If you stayed this long into the video, truly thank you. Thank you. Here it is. Learn new skills. Improve it other skills. Live your life. Have more meaningful experiences to use as inspiration for your art. Travel if you can. Read more books. Watch movies. Walk in the rain. And do anything you want. Do something new. Art grind can be pretty lonely, and especially if art was a hobby for you, but you're turning into a job now. Dude, you need a new hobby, even if it's just going to the gym or going on walks or cooking. You need to replenish that creative energy doing something else and recharge from doing art. I know it's a privilege to have that and have the free time and money for new hobbies, but I think there are some cheaper options for you too, like reading or bird watching or gardening. Gardening seems like a cheap hobby. Photography could be cheap. You can use your phone. Just learning on Wikipedia. A lot of the times, the best ideas I got for my art weren't even from sitting down and drawing. They were from writing or researching and watching documentaries and learning history and getting better at writing and brainstorming is what really improved my ideation with art. There are plenty of people out there who are great builders, but they really can't draw or they're writers. And there are so many artists who can draw, but they're not really good at generating ideas. But it's not that difficult to bridge that gap and spend more time mind mapping or researching to really improve it ideation, or you use more symbolism in your paintings. So broadening your horizons can really make a difference. And I think we can all improve that way. So I hope it helps anyone out there. Thanks for sticking around. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.